My wife, Sarah, always thought I was just some clueless IT guy. Over the past few months, she started acting shady, coming home late, keeping her phone face down, changing passwords. When I asked, she called me paranoid. What didn't you know was that I recently upgraded our home network and have full access to the admin logs. I didn't need to check her phone. I just checked the router.
One Tuesday afternoon, while I was at the office, I opened the network management app. Surprise! Surprise! A device made Dave's iPhone had just connected to my home Wi-Fi. Sarah claimed she was sick in bed, home alone. Dave was the coworker she constantly complained about, calling him creepy. Here's the thing about phones. They only auto-connect. If you've given them the password before, this creep wasn't just in my house. He had my private network key. I took a half day, drove home, but didn't go inside. I sat in my car and calmly called the locksmith to change the front door locks while they were still busy upstairs. Then I packed all my essentials and took the deed to the house, which was in my name before we even met. When I walked into the bedroom with signed divorce papers, her face drained of color. She lost her husband, her home, and Dave. He sprinted out the door the second he realized she was homeless. Karma works fast.
My boyfriend of 5 years, Mark, prided himself on being a ghost. He never let me touch his phone, religiously deleted his texts, and didn't even add female coworkers on social media. He thought he was a damn secret agent. But Mark forgot one basic rule of modern technology. He used the same Apple ID for his phone and the old, beat-up iPad we kept at the house. The same iPad I used every single day to binge-watch Netflix. That weekend, Mark said he was going on a guy's trip. I booted up the iPad to finish my show when a photo sync notification popped up. It was a picture of Mark, arms wrapped around some brunette at an expensive resort, followed by a string of sickeningly sweet texts. He was careful enough to wipe his phone, but too stupid to turn off iCloud auto-upload. I didn't cry, I didn't scream. I just laughed at how pathetic a mastermind he really was. I spent the weekend moving every single valuable item I owned out of our shared apartment. As for his precious PS5, I sold it to a pawn shop for pennies to fund my spa day. Right before I left, I cast a photo of him kissing his side piece onto the 65-inch living room TV and disabled the sleep timer. When Mark got back from his guy's trip, he walked into an empty apartment, no console, no girlfriend, and his cheating face staring right back at him in 4,000. Blocked and deleted, let him sit in his own mess.
My fiancée, Emily, suddenly became obsessed with having alone time. We'd been together for 3 years. And out of nowhere, my mere breathing seemed to annoy her. Last month, I had to fly out to Chicago for a business trip. Before I left, she kissed me on the cheek and said she was going to spend the weekend doing yoga and finding herself. Well, spoiler alert, she found someone else. It was 11 p.m. on a Friday, I was in my hotel room when my phone buzzed. A motion alert from our front door smart camera. I opened the app, expecting to see a raccoon digging through the trash. Instead, in crisp 180p night vision, I watched my tired fiancée making out with my personal trainer, Chad, right on our front porch. They stumbled inside, entirely forgetting that I installed that camera specifically because she was scared of burglars. I didn't call, I didn't scream. I just opened my smart home app and remotely changed the passcode to the front door lock. The next morning, I watched live from Chicago as Chad walked out to grab his Uber. Emily stepped out in her robe to kiss him goodbye. The heavy oak door clicked shut behind them, auto lock. I watched her punch in her old coat. Red light, denied. She stood outside in freezing 40-degree weather in a silk robe, realizing she was locked out of her own life. I canceled the wedding via text.
My husband, Greg, was a classic workaholic for 6 months. He claimed his startup was struggling. He asked me to cover all the rent and groceries while he poured his salary back into the business.
Like a supportive wife, I worked overtime. I packed my lunches. We even opened a joint credit card for emergencies only. I believed in him right up until the emergency turned out to be oysters and champagne. It was our anniversary. Greg texted me saying he was stuck at the office and couldn't make it home for dinner. 10 minutes later, I got an email notification from our joint credit card. Transaction approved. $450 at La Petite Chateau, the most expensive, romantic French restaurant in the city. Greg wasn't at the office. He was treating another woman to a 5-star meal using the credit line I had co-signed for. I didn't crash his date. That's amateur hour. Instead, I logged into my banking app. I transferred my entire paycheck out of our shared checking account into a private one. Then, I reported the joint credit card as stolen. They froze the account instantly. 20 minutes later, Greg called me, panicking. His card was declined in front of his side piece, and he didn't have a dime of his own to cover the $450 bill. I answered, said happy anniversary, babe. Have fun washing the dishes, and blocked his number.